Hello and welcome to the Edge Gaming channel, where today we're going to be looking at the apparent demise of WB Games. Now, unless you were under a rock this past week, you'd have seen that Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and WB Games San Diego have all been shut down by WB Games. Alongside this, the Wonder Woman game has been cancelled, as well as Multiverses. So, let's dive in. So, as we just discussed, that Monolith Games and Player First Games, two studios with two current games either out or being worked on, has been cancelled. Let's focus on Player First with Multiverses. So, despite having a host of iconic characters from franchises like DC with Batman and ironically Wonder Woman, not to mention characters such as Shaggy and Velma from Scooby Doo, plus characters from Adventure Time, Agent Smith from The Matrix, and even an iconic Looney Tune characters such as Bugs and Taz. However, there has been a lot of fan frustration on game mechanics, specifically the monetization schemes used by WB Games. On top of regional restrictions that were put into the game, fans have expressed a desire for a more complete offering with better communication instead of these shady, money focused strategies. Now, on top of this, Multiverses has apparently cost WB $100 million. So it's easy to see why they're going to be cancelling this game and it's going to be shut down on May 30th. Now, let's move on to Monolith Productions, where they were founded in 1994 in Kirkland, Washington, and were known for the Sphere series, which had high paced gunplay and psychological horror. Next up, they went with Middle of Earth Shadow of Mordor, one of the best Lord of the Ring games in the franchise, barring only the OG PlayStation 2 Return of the King game, which was iconic. They then moved on to Middle of Earth Shadow of War, which should have been a home run open goal. However, they decided it was a great idea to put in microtransactions and loot boxes, which actually prevented players from finishing the game as they needed higher tier orcs or goblins or trolls. But thought, nah, we'll just stick a load of microtransactions in place to stop people completing the campaign. Fans obviously rebelled against this, so that was that. Next up, we've got the Nemesis system, which was pioneered by Monolith themselves. Now, if you're not familiar with the Nemesis system, it allowed players that defeated enemies to make the player more notorious. So when traveling around the world, they would be known by the orcs and goblins and trolls. However, if you were defeated by one of these creatures, they would then climb the ranks in the orc army, leading to orc captains, for example. Now, you must be thinking, well, this is great. Why aren't companies such as Ubisoft, Bethesda, Epic using this? Well, that is because WB own the patent for the Nemesis system, which they currently hold till 2036. So we've got absolutely no chance of seeing that. Now, you might be thinking, well, can't they loan out the patent? But in WB's eyes, they're not going to do that, as they think, well, if they loan it out and a game comes out and is, let's face it, trash, it's going to damage the idea of the Nemesis system. So they're going to just, quite frankly, refuse to loan it out. Now, on to Wonder Woman, where the Nemesis system was actually due to be used, but it appears they were going to change it slightly using an ally system where the game would have NPC allies which would complement your abilities. So, for example, if you were up close and personal and you needed maybe a healer, then the NPC would gain abilities to complement this. Now, what do we know about Wonder Woman itself? It was originally stated to be a single player action adventure game when first introduced at the Game Awards. However, it appears it was then rebooted in late 2023 slash early 2024 due to a director departure. Following this, there were conflicting reports stating that there were plans for a live service element to be implemented into the game. However, January 2024 saw the release of Suicide Squad, which did horrendously and one of the biggest flops of that year, which I believe led to Wonder Woman being placed into development hell, having constant problems, and we still have yet, since 2021, failed to see anything more than the teaser they played at the Game Awards. So, what exactly was the CEO of W Games, JB Peretti's response to these closures? Well, he stated that as part of a strategic restructuring, they want to focus on key franchises such as Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, Batman, and Game of Thrones. Now, he also said he wanted to focus on more high quality releases. Well, that's been going really well for them so far, hasn't it? And they also say that closures were not due to a lack of talent of the devs. And this, again, records an 30-year death of Monolith. They had a brilliant 30-year legacy and it's now gone forever due to the which I believe is due to the poor management of WB Games. They've been in a rate for years with unregular um, game releases and often leading to 5 plus 6, 7 plus droughts in information and releases for games. And I can't see it getting any better. They've got that one cash cow in Hogwarts Legacy, but realistically, if that fails, because they'll probably implement more live service elements into Hogwarts Legacy too, because they're just cash hungry, especially with this $100 million loss in multiverses, $200 million in the Suicide Squad, another $100 million in the Wonder Woman game with Monolith. They are going downhill fast, and I don't really see any end to it. However, let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a like, comment what your opinion is, and please subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and goodbye.